Hi everyone, today we're gonna work on a Leetcode problem best time to buy and sell stock. So you are given an array of prices where prices of I is the price of a given stock on the ith day. You want to maximize your profit by choosing a single day to buy one stock and then choosing a different day in the future to sell that stock. Return the maximum profit you can achieve from this transaction. If you cannot achieve any profit, return zero. So pretty much we are required here to find the minimum element in the array to buy a stock and then find another day in the futures, and here they emphasize that different day in the future to sell that stock, and then we are required also to return the profit, which is the difference from buy and sell from this transaction. If you cannot achieve this, if you cannot achieve any profit, return zero. Okay, so today we're gonna follow the the code path. Sorry, today we're gonna follow the code path, the umpire interview question. So the first, the first, the first, we need to understand the problems. Spend 2 minutes understanding the problem. Read it out loud. What is required from you and what is expecting to do. Here also in the understanding the problem, we have to establish edge cases, happy cases, and have fully understood the problem and have no clarified questions. Have you verify? You have to ask yourself: have you verified any time space constraint? All right. So let's diagram this one. Let's talk about the edge cases. So here in the edge cases, in the edge cases, the edge cases here, cases. So we expecting an array of integers and the value it should be greater than or equal to 0. And here, if you want to check the value, it should be greater than or equal to 0. The constraint, the prices of I greater than or equal to 0. Okay. In case you got an array of only one element, no matter it's a 0 or 1 or 7 or whatever, so you return straight return 0. If the given input array it's an empty, return also 0. So this is two edge cases where the given input array it's has only one element, has only one element, or empty. There is another edge cases where the given input array it's increasing in descending order, as you can see, 4 3 2 1. So this is another cases, but let's stick with code path approach for solving the problem, understand the problem. We should have no issue about the problem. So we are given the price array of a price, it's integer number, it's greater than or equal to 0, and we expect it to return an integer value, which is the difference between buy and sell. The sell it should be after buy, and here if the no transaction here, and the profit is 0 when the array it's increasing in descending orders. All this stuff it should be known. The other part, understand matching the problem. It's an array of problems. We're gonna solve it with one loop, and we went over the happy cases and the edge cases. I will cover more cases, and then a plan. So my plan is to iterate over the array. My plan is pretty much is to iterate over the array, and then check if the element as index I is greater than or equal to min, and also compare it with max. Okay, so it's pretty much the following. We need to initialize the max equal to 0 and minimum equal to some max value. and then we iterate over the array. If the prices of I less than minimum, we update the minimum. Otherwise, we will calculate the max, and here we find the maximum between the max, the whatever the max at this stage, and be careful, the max at the initial state is 0 within the price of I minus min. And here prices of I minus min is pretty much we calculating our profit, and then we keep calculating the profit by comparing prices of I minus min, and then we return the max. So that's pretty much it, and the time complexity is order of n, since we touching every single element in the array, and the space is 1 because we are not using any extra spaces. Okay, let's solve this problem that's talk about like in descending order. So the initial value is some max value, okay, and the max, it's the beginning, it will be 0. The I start from the first index of the array and goes all the way down. So here we need to find the minimum first. So which one the minimum, max value or 4? Definitely 4, the minimum. And here it's a 3 less than 4. So as you can see, the minimum updated, then 1, then 2, sorry, then 1. Here we reach the end of the array and we found the minimum is this one, the minimum. The minimum here is 1. But we didn't get into the second part, the second branch, where we calculate the max, and the max, it has only initial value 0. So we can return here, it's 0. Let's make it here. So here in this, the example that we just saw, we are only executing this branch of code. We are not executing the second branch, where the price of I is greater than min. So all the element is less than min. 7 is less than, 6 less than 7, 5 less than 6, and so on, 1 less than 2. So we are only executing this branch, and we didn't get into this branch. That reason the max, it kept its initial value 0, so it will return 0. Let's see another example. So this is one of the other edge cases example where element in descending order. 2, 1, 4. This is another example. So the initial value here, it should be for min some max value. For min some max value. And I need just to change it. Min some max value. And for max initial value is 0, then I will start from 2. So this one is, it will update the min, and this one, it will update the min here, and here the last element in the array. So for it's not less than 1, it's greater than 1. That reason we're gonna get into the second branch of the code that I just showed to you. That reason we need to find slash calculate the max here. So what we're gonna say, we're gonna say the initial value or the current value of max is 0. And we need to calculate this one, which is for prices of I. For minus min, which is we just found it, is 0. This is this point, 1. So it's 3. So which one is the max, 3 or 0? Definitely 3. And then we reach the end of the array here. So we return 3. If you get it here like visually, like I need to buy, definitely I want to buy here, the price is 1, and I want to sell at the price is 4. That reason I get 3. That reason I get 3. Okay, minimum, maximum. And if you check the other condition, you see like 4 came the day after 1. We made the condition, we didn't evaluate any other conditions. So that's pretty much it. Let's check another example for a quick. Here just max value also, and here 0. Then we would do 7, it will be and then 8. So 8 is greater than 7. 8 is not a minimum here. So this branch will be evaluated. So we're gonna say 0, 8, actually not 8. Yes, it's 8. price of I 8 minus minimum 7, so we will get 1. So the difference, the max, so we want to find the max, 1 or 0, definitely 1, so we will return 1, but we need to keep, we need to keep before returning. So here the minimum is 5, minimum is a 3. Here it's not a minimum, here it's a high value, so we want to compare. So we have our minimum here, it's 1, and the price of I 6, price of I it's 6 minus minus a 3, it's a 3. So which one is the largest value, a 3, or max, a 3 or 1? Definitely 3, so we're gonna return the final result will be 3. All right, so to summarize that, we need to iterate over each element in the array, iterate over each element of the array. So the first element, no matter what, it will be the minimum element. So at the minimum element at this stage. So the first element, minimum. So check the other examples. Minimum element, see, 2. And the minimum element here, 4. All the examples, the first element, it will be the minimum element at this point. And then we check the element after that. Is this element greater? If greater, we evaluate this branch by comparing the max. What is the current max value? If it's not changed, it's 0. If it change the current value, then we calculate the max with the price of I, which is 8, minus minimum. For example, the minimum at this stage is 7. This one at this stage is 7. Here, because here the I is here, that reason minimum I is here. I is here, that minimum is 7. So it's 7, it's 1. And we keep doing that till we reach the end of the array. Hopefully that's helpful to you. Thank